प्रणाम नमस्ते। रामो सिंह इसला यूपी चेयरमैन एसएलए लीगल एडवाइजर आपके बीच में एक ऐसा इंश्योरेंस है जो यूएनडीपी मैलिशियस एक्ट इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी MIAIP ये इंटरनेशनल बेस की पॉलिसी है, इंटरनेशनल बेस की पॉलिसी है और इस तरह के क्लेम भी उसमें आते हैं। एंड टुडे आई वांट टू explain this policy not to restricted to the Indians. It is to the whole of the globe. The purpose of the Malicious Act Insurance Policy MIAP, formerly known as the War Risk Insurance Plan, is to cover eligible individuals worldwide for death and disability causes by the Malicious Act. जो Malicious Act से होते हैं that death are caused by the Malicious Act. The MIAP is administered by the United Nations Department of Safety and Security through Wills UK Limited of the London, a broker representing the underwriters Lloyd of the London. ये Lloyd of London बहुत बड़ा ब्रोकर है और इंश्योरेंस कंपनी भी है। ये they are doing this business and they are giving this policy. All staff and individual subscribers covered by the Malicious Act insurance policy must comply with all security directives, and failure to comply with such security directives is ground for termination. Staff and non-staff alike are required to be aware of the scrutiny directive, including issuance of the security clearance and travel and completion of the field security courses. And MIAP is an example of the inter-agency cooperation and is based on the adherence of the UN organization to common security guidelines and procedures. The program takes advantage of the economies of scale and market leverage and synergizes in the organization's operations and risk in order to achieve overall cost efficiencies. Malicious Act Insurance Policy MIAP Annexure A Continental Scale. UNDP is one of the UN agencies that subscribe to the MIAP program. As such, it is required to provide updated underwriting census information annually to the UN in order to renew this policy. The total policy cost and billing of the participants is based upon the number and the location, design and designated countries, not designed countries, and HQ headquarter countries of the staff and other individual eligible for compensation. Those people who are eligible for compensation are the staff of the UNDP, UN agency. UN sends a renewal circular to the Office of the Human Resource and UNDP requesting workforce information, and OHR compiles and electronically sell and relevant data on the staff as well as non-staff to UN. जो UN के non-staff and non-staff, all those who are staffs and non-staff, employees, non-employees. Eligibility. What is the eligibility? The following individuals, internationally recruited staff members administered under the UN staff regulation and staff rules, and locally recruited staffs, internationally recruited consultants, internationally and locally consultants, locally recruited service contractors, contract holders or contractors, and official visitors determined by the travel DSA. MIAP is not extended to spouse or the dependent children. Yes, there is some foundation. Spouses are not covered in this. Only the staff, employees, contractors, and those who are as agents. Under MIAP, the individual mentioned in the paragraph above are war. क्या है कवरेज, क्या है वार का है, इन्वेजन का है, हॉस्टिलिटीज, एन एक्ट ऑफ द फॉरेन एनिमीज, सिविल वार, रिवोल्यूशन, रेबेलियन, इंसरेक्शन, मिलिट्री एंड यूज ऑफ पावर, राइट्स आर सिविल कमोशन, सबोटेज, एक्सप्लोजन ऑफ वार वीपन्स, एक्सप्लोजन ऑफ वार वीपन्स एंड टेररिस्ट एक्टिविटीज. एक्सक्लूजन में व्हाट इज द इम्पॉर्टेंट, दैट इज एक्सक्लूजन. यू हैव टू सी what are the exclusion. Engaging in or taking part in human naval, military and air force service or operations using a firearm unless he/she is authorized in writing by the UN security. using a passenger, military aircraft, or mode of the transportation except in the disaster and the emergency situation where no other means of transport is available, being under the influence of the alcohol or drink, ये सभी ये this is mandatory exclusion in all the policies, engaging in air travel except in the passenger, committing suicide, being in a state of insanity, and initiating the criminal act. This one is also prohibited in each and every policy. Deliberately exposing him or herself to exceptional danger. This policy does not cover another exclusions are there. Deliberate exposure to exceptional danger. The insured person's negligent and blatant disregard or breach of UN and UNDP. Laws consequent on war, whether declared or not, between any of the following countries, namely China, France, they are the prone, UK, Russia, and Federation and the USA. Laws consequent on war in Europe. Any claim in a way caused or contributed by the act of the terrorism involving the use of the release of the threat and disablement in any way caused or contributed by any neurosis. If an insured person loses his or her life while transporting for organization large amount of cash in areas where banking facilities are not available, it is extremely unlikely that the claim will be covered under this policy, since it would be considered as the deliberate exposure to exceptional danger, because you are carrying a huge amount and there are some clues. Are people aware of there may be some clues, and all the criminals, yeah, all the criminals and their own gangs are active, and they can chase you and they can murder you. So that is why it is a deliberate exposure, so it is not covered. Maximum per event. The policy has a maximum limit of $50 lakh. Air travel. This policy covers only to 30 passengers on any one aircraft. Benefits, there are the three benefits under MIAP. In this policy, there are three benefits: death, permanent total disablement, permanent partial disablement. Permanent total disablement, partial disablement. Benefit under MIAP death is follows. Internationally recruited professional staff members governed under the UN staff regulations and official visitors also internationally recruited consultants. 10 times the net annual salary, all additional allowances, spouse and child benefit and language allowance are excluded in the calculation. जो भी वो calculate नहीं होती, they will not calculate all these, and subject to the maximum of $5 lakh. Locally recruited staff members and locally recruited consultant, locally recruited service contract holders, should an insured person while covered under the MIAP disappear on his or her body and not be found in 12 months after she disappearance, and sufficient evidence is produced satisfactory to the underwriter that leads them to inevitable to conclusion that she sustained malicious bodily injury and that such injury caused his or her death, the underwriters will pay the death benefit, and after giving that proof and document, the claim will be given to their relatives, whatever they may be legally. Permanent and total disablement benefit, permanent partial disablement benefit, all these benefits are written, and at the time of claim they must be given. The benefit under MIAP of the permanent partial disablement is as follows: internationally recruited official visitors and internationally recruited consultants, while locally recruited consultant, locally recruited to be. In case of death, the benefit payable is for beneficiaries designated by the staff members, कंसल्टेंट्स, जो भी आपने डिजिग्नेशन दिया है वो यू हैव डिजिग्नेटेड दैट दिस इज माय नॉमिनी एंड दिस इज माय लीगल हेयर, तो वो ऑन बेस ऑफ their calculation and coverage they will be paid accordingly. Thank you very much. लाइक करें, सब्सक्राइब करें, शेयर करें. इंटरनेशनल पॉलिसी, इट इज़ नॉट फॉर all, but the knowledge must be shared to each and every one of this world or country. Thank you very much.